Jim Seimas of the Santa Cruz Sentinel here, checking in Aptos Central, so to speak, because they're moving on to the NorCal 4A playoffs. They host McClymonds on Saturday at 6 p.m. The winner goes on to the state championship for 4A, and they will face their opponent's already been determined, Garfield, the Los Angeles City section champion and Southern California champion, which beat Kennedy last week, 42-10. Garfield is in the state championship. They're awaiting the winner between Aptos and McClymonds. The Mariners check in at 11-2 on the season after knocking off Sacred Heart Prep 35-34 in a thriller in the CCS Open Division III Championship at Westmont High School last weekend. This weekend, the Mariners again host McClymonds Saturday at 6 p.m. The state championship is the following week, and if the Mariners win, it will likely be in their hometown facilities there at Trevin Dilfer Memorial Field. That would be Saturday at 6 p.m. Garfield checks in at 13-1 on the year. Other CCS teams still playing right now. Valley Christian, the Open Division II champion, plays in the 1A NorCal Championship against Liberty of Brentwood. That is Saturday at 6 p.m. And in the Division AA, St. Francis of Mountain View, the Open Division II runner-up, plays at Del Oro on Friday at 7:30 p.m. Division III AA, Menlo Atherton, the Division I champion, is on the road. That's kind of a shocker. They play at Eureka. That's a little road trip. Friday, 7:30 p.m. And the Division I, Open Division I runner-up, Wilcox, surprisingly has a home game. And they're playing in the 3A NorCal Championship against Capital Christian of Sacramento. That game is Saturday at 6 p.m. Again, McClymonds is at Aptos on Saturday. So a total of 21 teams are in NorCal bowl games. There is a total of 9 bowl games taking place. 3 teams had byes. The Mariners are hoping to reach the state championships, but they have a tough opponent to get through. Some big boys over at McClymonds. I'm talking several Division I athletes, one of whom is out, a defensive end / quarterback, Quan Green, 6'4", 230 pounds. He is being recruited by San Jose State in Nevada. He was injured midway through the season. Their left-handed quarterback, and replacing him was a freshman, 5'10", 160-pound Drayon Paul. Paul led the Warriors to the Oakland Athletic League Championship and the City Oakland Section Championship last week, 36-0, I believe, over Oakland. So McClymonds is the Oakland City champion, again, a 38-0 win. They are crushing teams in that Oakland section, outscoring them 457 on the year to 85 with 8 straight shutouts, including last week's game. They've kind of done that to everyone, including a 94-0 win over Skyline on October 18th. No mercy for any opponent of the Warriors. Again, they are big. They're limited numbers. They probably have less than 30 players on the roster, and they only return 12, but they are the 2-time defending state champion. Last year they went 14-0 and won the 5 AA state title. A year before that they won the 5A state title in 2016. So they have some studs, and they're big and athletic. So I imagine the Mariners will try and confuse them with that offense that they run. Both very similar in terms of what they're averaging on the year. McClymonds is averaging 42 points and allowing 7 points a game, while the Mariners are averaging 45.4 points and giving up an average of 16.8 points per game. CalPreps.com predicts, their computer-generated rankings predict a 35-27 win over McClymonds. If that happens, yet another thriller. The Mariners have had 5 straight games, which ever since their first meeting with Palma, that they lost in the last couple minutes. They've had nothing but great games, even though they blew out Terra Nova and Palma in the first 2 rounds of the playoff before squeaking by the Gators of Sacred Heart Prep last week. McClymonds is led by their running backs, Adai Anderson. He checks in at 5'11", 200 pounds. He's a transfer from Monroe Catholic, and he's committed to San Jose State. He is their go-to guy, as well as Jamar Julian, a transfer from Oak Grove High in San Jose, and he's a running back, middle linebacker. He's 5'11", 226. He is a load. Other studs on this team Javon's Dorners is being recruited by Fresno State, San Jose State, Nevada, San Diego State, UNLV, Utah State. So he's going to sign with one of them on December 15th. So there's a third Division I guy right there. Again, Kwan Green, the injured quarterback and defensive end, is a third D1 guy. Then Jamar Julian and Adai Anderson could end up at a big school somewhere, Mark Hawking and Charles Big C Joseph is what they call him on the roster. Charles Joseph checks in at 6'5", 290. He's a junior. And Mark Hawking, 6'2", 290. Again, they're big. So, but nothing new that the Mariners haven't faced. I mean, I think their biggest guy on defense is right around 190, maybe, so weight-wise. So we'll wait and see what the Mariners could do. The Mariners have had a record-setting year. They just won their 5th section championship over the weekend, the 4th under head coach Randy Blankenship. They have scored 590 points this year and have 5,603 yards. Both are school records. They're looking to add to those totals with their 14th game for the first time ever. They're the first team from Santa Cruz County to make a NorCal bowl game. So excitement is huge in Aptos. Last time this much excitement has been around, probably since the Aptos Little League made the Little League World Series some 10 plus years ago. So a while ago. Easily 10 plus years ago. 15. The Mariners are led by running back Marcos Reyes. He has 196 carries on the year for 1,815 yards with 32 touchdown runs this year alone. He's their all-time leading rusher and scorer. He also holds the season and game marks for yardage and the season mark for scoring. So he has 5 different records there, at least. Helping his cause is Vaughn Holland, quarterback Hunter Mattis, Josh Powell, Bubba Gallardo, Silvano Lopez, Josiah Rivero, Christian Mendoza, Andrew Manning. They all get carries. They've all scored touchdowns this year. The Mariners have depth. They have a roster of 60. They've brought up their JV kids, some of them. So they're thinking all systems go this week. Continue after last week's thriller. Continue what they have going. Just focus on themselves and get it done. The defense has played better, even though they gave up 34 points last week against Sacred Heart Prep. They've played better in recent weeks. Dre Gomez, middle linebacker, as well as Marcos Reyes, and middle linebacker, have been studs in recent weeks, all season actually, for both those guys. Shane Modena at cornerback. Bubba Gallardo at cornerback is getting tested. Vaughn Holland on free safety. Hunter Mattis at free safety had the game-winning interception, game-sealing interception against Sacred Heart Prep. And Josh Powell at defensive end, undersized defensive end at 5'8", 182. But they make it exciting. They score points and they play enough defense to win. They're hoping that's enough to get them to their first state championship game next weekend. We'll find out this Saturday at 6 p.m. at Aptos High. Thanks for checking in.